Hey guys, you're welcome back. Trust you're having a beautiful day over there. So today Microsoft Word is what we'll be dealing with. Microsoft Word is a popular word processing software which was developed by the Microsoft. It is one of the softwares and applications we are going to find in the Microsoft Office. So to launch it, we just have to come to our start button here, then we press Word here. I am having the Microsoft 2013. So we just double click it or click it in a way that it's going to open. These are my previous works, what I have done on it. So we're going to open. We have a lot of word processing softwares, just like this WordPad you can see here, and we have a lot of them. But Microsoft Word is one of the most popular out of it. Is it not opening? So it's going to open. Look at it, it's opening. So we have it like this. We have a lot of templates depending on how connected you are to the internet. But today we'll be working on a blank sheet. So we'll take it as blank document. When we have the blank document like this, before we proceed, I would like to say some things about the Microsoft Word. It is a versatile tool for creating, formatting, and sharing professional documents. Now look at it. We are having document 1 here. That is the default name of the Microsoft Word. Is until you save, you are going to have the name you save with here. For example, I will come to this is save, but I can come to this file. I'll find save here. Then you can save in your document or anywhere you want to save. You can see it's bringing doc1. You can just click on this place and press your backspace. It's going to remove it. Then you can write the name you feel like using to save it. Okay, let me use Habib to save it. That is my name. So look at this, Habib Microsoft Word, instead of writing the previous document 1. So I said on the toolbar of the home we have different tools here. We have the file, we have the home, we have the insert, design, and so on. So on the toolbar of the home, we have the clipboard, we have the fonts, we have just 4 major aspects of it. We have the paragraphs and we have the styles. We are going to work with everything in this home today, but we are not going to write a lot of things. We are just going to practice with just few words. So I think I have copied some words from a project. Let me paste it if I still have it. Oh, sorry. Let me open a past project from one of my seniors, and I scroll down using this place, then I copy let me copy the acknowledgement. This is the way to copy is to just left click on it and drag your mouse. You left click and you drag your mouse. So I think this is enough. Then Control C is used to copy. I'm going to drop the the control keys we can use as shortcut on the Microsoft Word. But Control C, or you just come to this copy here, copy. Okay, let me just quickly explain it. This copy is to duplicate something, like it's going to remain on this file and it's going to be in the same place we want to paste it. While cut is going to take it away from this file we are taking it away from, and it's going to paste it in the new files we are taking it. So we don't need to cut it, we just need to copy it. So I'm coming back to this. Then this is the Habib. Then paste. You can press this paste or you press Ctrl V. Ctrl V is for paste. So Ctrl V, or let me press Ctrl Z, that is undo. Then I press the paste. Everything is going to come there. So we are having it like this. My gratitude firstly goes to God. So I think we have learned something about the cut, this, and the format printer is after we have designed a lot of things, we want to return it back to the initial stage. We are going to use that probably. So now let's go to the second stage of the font. This font is Calibri body. No, it's Times New Roman. It's after you click on it or you highlight it, you are going to get it. So let's change the font of this first line. You can see I've highlighted the first line by left clicking on it and dragging my mouse over it. So I want to change the font of this first line to this area black. This is the font of this first line changed. Now I can also increase the font size of the second line. Look at it. this is 12. I can increase it to like 18. You can see it is increased. Now I'm pressing the enter button to separate it. So this one is also to increase it, but it is a standardized way of increasing it. It increases by 2 or decreases by 2. This is decrease font. Okay, and that is the shortcut for decreasing it. Anyway, so we have it like this. This is extremely decreasing it, and this is increasing it as well. So this is the bold, this is the italics, it is the underline, this is the to strike line through it, this is the subscript, and this is the power superscript, that is the raised to power. So we are going to practicalize everything using each lines. Now look at this line. I want to use it to bold it. This is bold, you can see it's now bold. Now this line, to put it as italics, okay, let me use this one. Italics is just to write it in a slant way. This is italics. Oh, what's happening? The file I was working on the previous time didn't continue, so I had to just restart it again. So we are, I think we stopped in bold, italics. So to bold something, you highlight anything you want to work on the Microsoft Word, you highlight it. So we have the bold like this. So let's say I want to bold the whole of this line. So I've highlighted it already, so I just click on the bold, so and it's bolded already. So I press this enter key to separate the ones I have worked on. So this is italics. Italics is to write it in a slanty way. Look at it in a different way, slanty way. So I also say to change the fonts. Let's say we want to change the font of this my gratitude. We have a lot of fonts in the Microsoft Word, so we'll pick the one that suits what we are doing. I love to choose copper black. You can press C O P. Is it copper black or okay, copper black? So we have copper black here. So depending on what you are doing, depending on the result you want to get, so we are having this is to underline, this is to strike line through it. When you just note that you have to highlight first, now I strike line through it. So for the case of the mathematician, for example, I want to press 4 to the power of 2. I'll write it like this. Okay, let me increase the size using this. I increase the size. Okay, then I'll highlight only these two because I want it to be a superscript. Then I bring it here. Now this is 4 to the power of 2, or I say 4 as a subscript of 2. So we have this, and this is also like design, and this one is to highlight the text. For example, I'm reading this and I feel like, okay, I need to highlight this text. I can just come like this, highlight this one first. This one is not a permanent highlight, so this is a permanent highlight here, and it's also the same thing as what we have here. So if I choose it, you can see it's highlighted permanently. So unless if I don't want it, I'll press the control key, that is control Z back, then control Y I think is redo, so I have it back. So this is to change the case. The meaning of case is the whether capital letter, small letter, and so on. So let me work on that using this one. So for example, I want to change all the cases here to the capital case. I have it like this. So this is just to change the case. Then this is to the font color. The font color is almost the same thing as the highlighting, but the difference between the font color throughout, Control C is to copy, then I'm pasting it here, and I'm pasting another one here. Now highlight is going to give everything here a color like this. You can see. Then this is going to give just the text its color. You can see this is the font color, while this is just the highlight the whole of the text. I hope I'm using my English correctly. You're welcome back. Sorry, my system stopped again. We've explained these ones. This is format printer. It's almost the same thing as this. It's going to return it to the way it's supposed to be, or to the way it has been in the initial stage. For example, we say we have highlight this. Now if I highlight, do the highlighting of this, then I click on this format printer, it's going to return it to the initial stage it's supposed to be, the initial stage the text is supposed to be. For example, I increase the size of this like this. Then clicking this will return it to the way it's supposed to be. So that is the format printer. It's almost the same thing as this, but this work for the text and this can work for any item on the Microsoft Word. I hope that is clear. Then the second section of the home, the first section is the font. It deals with the font, the increasing of the font and decreasing of it. While the second section is the paragraphs. In this place we can insert the bullets, we can insert the numbering, and another type of numbering is multi-level list. Now this is indentation. To indent it, come to a side, look at it, to make it come to this side very well. It depends on what you are trying to arrange, so you know how to use your tools depending on what you are trying to arrange. This is to give it shading, to give it a kind of shading, because the color was white. That is why, look at it, just like the highlighting, but we call this shading. So this is the line spacing. The line spacing, it says the difference between this line and this line, and can also give us the difference between the text. Like this, if I highlight this and I want to increase the line spacing between, look at it, Ctrl Z, the line spacing here, look at it, it increases, it decreases the line. Look at it, you know this is different from this. So I press Ctrl Z and I press Ctrl Y to return it back. Just always make sure you highlight before you do your things. Then the last aspect, or let me say the third aspect, is the aspect of the styles. These styles is, they are like templates that has been saved on the Microsoft Word, which you can easily use to write without having to design them yourself. So these are the styles we have. We have so many of them. By clicking here, we are going to see so many of them, and you can also create your own. You can use this clear formatting. You can see the same logo as this, and something like this. So that is that. Then on the last aspect is the aspect of the editing. On the editing, we can find a word. We can use this. The shortcut for it is Ctrl F. For example, I'm looking for a special word, maybe sincere. I'll just click on this. It's going to bring an option. Then I'll click the word here, sincere. Then the Microsoft Word is going to look for the word for me. It's going to, you can see, it highlights the word for me. That is looking for the word. Yeah, so we get that this is to replace a word. It replaces all the specific word in the document we are working on. This is to select. So, and everything is on the editing section. Other section we are having, we are not going to dwell so much on them, is the insert. We can actually insert a cover page, new page. You can insert a break page. It's going to break the page. For example, if I want to break the page from this god place, I will just press the break page and it's going to break the page. Then here is table. We can insert a table. When we click on this table, it's going to bring out the options of the table. You can see the table is coming out. So depending on the size of table we want, this is 10 by 8. And if we feel we need more than this 10 by 8, after selecting this 10 by 8, we can draw more, or we just go to this insert table and write the number of rows and columns we want here, and we are going to have it. This is, we can bring pictures, we can insert pictures from our system, we can search online pictures, shapes, clip art, the charts, the screenshot, and so on. This is the most important aspect of the insert, that is the illustration. Most of these hyperlinks and these, people don't normally use it as such. This, you can also as well insert the header and the footer. That is when we are having the page with numbers, page with a message at the header. So we can also do this. We can insert a text box, a clip, a drop art. You can just play around these things, you get it. And one of the most important aspect of this insert is you can actually insert mathematical equation using the main mathematical sign and symbols as well. So you can just come here and you are going to have it. This binomial theorem is expansion of sum, like that, and so on. This is the design. The design is how we want the page to look like We can also do that practicing ourselves. This is the page layout. It is one of the most important toolbar that we have. This is the margin of the page. You know, margin is always around this side, and margin is top and down also. This is for the page orientation. Is either we want the page to be vertical or horizontal, or we call it landscape, or that is the kind of page orientation we have. Then the size of page, we can determine it from here. My system has hanged, and this is like the fourth time it's hanging, so but I'm not going to stop this. I'll just continue the video and end it here. So this aspect is the aspect of the reference. That is when you can add the reference, the bibliological reference of the work you are doing. This mailing aspect is not really important, but that is where you can find it is dealing more with the internet, so you can get that as well. Then this is the review page. On the review page, what are the things we can do on the review page? On the review page, we can also edit. We can look for the, I think, um, the review page offers a range of tools, like we can we can actually edit. Anyway, we can edit. We can look for, I think it has some things we use to protect our file. We can we can do a lot of things. It's because I'm not able to click it. I'm not getting the things you can do actually. So that is the review page. Then on the view page, what are the things we can do on the view page? On the view page, we can use the ruler. We can bring out the ruler. The ruler is these things are the ruler. So to size our file, our document file very well, we can use the ruler to bring out the grid. Grid is grid is something like a table drawn on all the document itself, for us to just know the bearing of what we are doing. It depends on how much you need it. We can also use our view to find a word. If I need a specific word, like the find I used around the side before, you can use the view to find the word. View can also be used to zoom. We have zoom here as well, but view we can also find zoom. I'm going to put everything we are going to find there while I edit this video. So Microsoft Word is a very big word processing app, and is one of the most productive app people use on the Microsoft Office. Thank you very much for watching the video. Do well to subscribe to our YouTube channel to help us grow it, and you can help us to make suggestions, recommendations, and anything you feel you need to correct in the video. Thank you very much. Nobody is an island of knowledge. We really do appreciate you. Remember to subscribe and like and share to people who might also be in need of the video. Thank you so much. Do enjoy the rest of your day.